Hey guys, it's me Simo Urahara, and in this video we're going to talk about something very important regarding Matsumoto's past, because anyone who followed the Thousand Year Blood War arc in the manga would have noticed that there were many missing elements, especially in the final volumes. It was clear that Kubo was rushing the pace of events significantly just to finish the manga. Of course, I'm talking about the fans who were simply reading the chapters without having any background on some of Kubo's interviews that took place before this arc was released as a manga. Anyone, guys, who have read those interviews would realize that there were important things Kubo intended to include in the final arc, but he couldn't, and for various reasons. And that's why, guys, in this video we'll discuss Kubo's crucial interviews before the final arc and what Matsumoto's past might have entailed, as Kubo considered it key to the story. But before we start, guys, I need your reaction. Don't forget to support this video by your likes and comments to increase its reach so other fans can watch it, and as big thanks to the ones who support Simo, either the memberships of my channel or on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. And as a PS, guys, I highly recommend anyone to read those interviews that were published before the final arc began. I consider them important because they reveal Kubo's ideas and plans before he faced health issues that forced him to end the manga very quickly. For example, he stated that this arc had over 5 years of planning. He announced that he will reveal the secret behind Kyoraku's pink Haori and his Bankai, which we indeed see both in the manga and anime. Kubo also said that the Zero Squad would appear and that he wanted to draw Aizen on a chair, which we also saw in the manga. The Zero Squad was among the first major reveals in this arc, following later by Aizen's iconic scene facing Kyoraku and the other Shinigamis. And he confirmed that Toshiro's Bankai would reach its complete form, and that Reiji's Bankai would undergo changes, both of which we witnessed. And he also spoke about that he will reveal the backstory of Isshin and Ryoken, which unveiled the truth behind Masaki's death and Ichigo's real powers. However, guys, on the flip side, there were other things Kubo promised to reveal, but he couldn't. For example, he wanted to draw a flashback of Rukia when she became a vice captain and how she felt about it. Kubo said that he would reveal the secret behind Yurichi and Oroha's relationship. And most importantly, guys, for this topic, Kubo stated that Matsumoto's past would be a key element of this arc. And just so you know, guys, I read these interviews when they were first released, week by week, back in early 2012. That's why I still remember that one of the things that shocked me back then was the information about Rangiku's past, and it's supposed to be important in this arc. But as the arc chapters were released over the years, sadly Kubo didn't speak about that, and he didn't include anything of Rangiku's past. And what disappointed me more was what came after the manga, the novels. They revealed that the thing Aizen stole from Rangiku was actually the Soul King's nail. And that was, for me at least, a disappointment. Why? Because if Kubo hadn't introduced the concept of the Soul King's body parts, and if Rangiku were the only person who possessed such an important fragment, I would have thought, oh, that's secret then. Matsumoto is the only person with this part of the Soul King, which makes it incredibly valuable. But as I mentioned, guys, it turns out that she wasn't the only one. Not only that, but the part she had was nothing but a nail. Meanwhile, there are characters with far more significant body parts, like Girard, who have the Soul King's heart, Okitaki having the right hand, and Ora possessing the Sakitsu of the Soul King. That's why I feel like maybe Kubo originally had another idea for Rangiku's past, but he abandoned it when he introduced the concept of other Soul King's body parts. That's likely the reason we never saw Rangiku's past play any meaningful role in the manga. But now, with the release of the third core and Kubo bringing back Matsumoto to the events, with Toshiro, which is the opposite of the manga where Kubo completely ignored Matsumoto, I've started to regain some hope that maybe, just maybe, Kubo actually wants to implement what he originally intended to do in the manga but couldn't, including utilizing Matsumoto's past. However, the big question, guys, remains: how will Kubo achieve this, considering the existence of other characters who possess different parts of Soul King, which diminishes the significance of the Soul King's nail that Matsumoto had. After all, the nail isn't even with her anymore, since Aizen took it. But even this detail, guys, might not be that important, because Kubo specifically mentioned Matsumoto's past being the key to this arc, not her current state. That's why I believe it's possible that something significant happened to Matsumoto even before Aizen discovered her existence. And this event could explain how the Soul King's nail ended up with her soul in the first place. I believe there might be a story similar to what happened to Okitake in Mimihage. Let's not forget that when we talk about the Soul King's nail, it's likely either Mimihage or Pernida's nail. And actually, this is where the mystery lies. Mimihage was already with Okitake since he is older than Matsumoto. So maybe the real mystery and key lies in how the nail transferred to Matsumoto, or who gave it to her. That's why I'm considering the possibility that the past Kubo referred to might involve the Soul King's nail ended up inside Matsumoto. And we could see this through two possibilities. Either this truth will be revealed during Toshiro's fight against Jiraiya, because I don't think Matsumoto's presence with Toshiro was just for show. There must be something related to that past. Or as I mentioned before, that nail could now be considered as being with Aizen, since it's inside the Hogyoku he possesses, and this might have played a role in making Kyoka Suigetsu immune to Yuaba's powers, which could explain why Yuaba couldn't perceive Aizen's attack. After all, Aizen has a part of Soul King inside him, and this part, guys, is boosted with his Ryatsu, and this could be why Yuaba couldn't see through the Kyoka Suigetsu during their last battle. And so, guys, as you can see, this topic is extremely mysterious and leaves you drowning in countless possibilities, because, as I said, Kubo never addressed Matsumoto's story at all. That's why in the fourth core, we'll either see a scenario completely unrelated to what Kubo originally wanted in the beginning of the arc, or that really is something about Matsumoto's past connected to that special part of Soul King. For me, guys, as I said in many videos, maybe something will happen to Matsumoto like what happened to Nemo and Nanao in this third core, where we saw a flashback of them that revealed something very big. And for Matsumoto, definitely will be something related to Aizen and the Soul King. Ending, guys, what do you think about this topic? I want to hear your thoughts on Matsumoto's past and what it could be. Tell me, guys, in the comments, and see you guys in my next video.